Are you ready? Yeah. Good to go?
Yeah, let's get rocking.
For the Record Podcast, we back in and staying the Rockstar DJs. I am Mizzy, the Rockstar DJ.
Hugh Holla in the building.
KayPlaya.
The Rockstar DJ D Money. What it do?
Man, I love when D Money come in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he make it official.
I don't.
How was y'all weeks looking like?
Yo, another fire week. Shout out to everybody pulled up to all the events this weekend. Had them dancing in the rain, son.
Yeah, man, that's
You know what I'm
dedication.
saying? So shout out to everybody. Had the 90s throwback party lit. Libraries getting more and more popping, and radio been on fire. Like, you know, shout out to everybody supporting the Ride at 5 and the Saturday show too, because Saturdays get wild on the radio. So
Nice.
like,
Hey, shout out to you holding down that 90s event yesterday, because I sure wanted to come through, but I was
Yeah.
like, man,
nah, son, you
you
definitely
trying to have me dancing in the rain.
Hey,
I
for
don't
real,
know.
yo.
It's
Like,
kind of cold out
I mean,
there.
it was
Right.
inside and outside, because, you know, I really thought the gig was like gonna kind of go not good.
Yeah.
Just because, you know how people are like, yo, it's raining, I'm not rolling out. But
Yeah.
people actually showed up, and they already had a
What's up?
speaker out there, because I'm like, I'm not putting my equipment outside. I don't think so. We'll use their speaker. So I just stuck it out there. Before I knew it, like, the inside was a little empty, and I looked outside, and like they was outside in the rain getting busy, and I was like, "Yo, I ain't never seen nothing like this before."
Still
So,
going in.
but yo, hey, you know how it is. People want to party, they gonna
Yeah.
go in.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I'm sorry I
real.
couldn't come out and support
It's all
that,
good.
but
What
I
you
was
got
nice
poppin'?
and cozy at the crib. I was chilling, man. You know, it was a great week. You know, mainly just held down the radio, secured a couple gigs or whatever.
Nice.
You know, so it's gonna be a busy next couple of weeks for the rest of this month.
So you rounding
nice.
out March Madness nicely, huh?
Yeah, man. It's gonna be nonstop for a while. Especially we got St. Patrick's Day coming up this
I was
weekend.
just finna say that, bro.
man. Hey, make sure you find your designated drivers too.
Hey,
by the
early.
way.
Might need to get a
I
hotel
don't want nobody
room that
getting caught
night,
up
bro.
out there. So,
I mean, we got Uber Lyft now, so it ain't no reason
Forget Uber.
Hey.
to be driving.
I mean, hey, how you doing?
but my joint is like damn near in Boulder City, so I ain't about to pay that whatever
yeah.
it is gonna cost to get back home from there. But
Well, I got to wait like another 12 years before I can enjoy St. Patrick's Day again, because that is my son's birthday. So,
Ooh.
yeah, I don't partake in St. Patrick's
I miss
Day.
the nighttime
Yeah.
thing though. I mean,
Still,
you could-
my oldest is older now. He gonna be 9 on Saturday.
Oh, your
so,
oldest son.
Yeah. So his
you.
birthday is St. Patrick's Day.
Nah.
So it's like with him, it's an all day thing. Like,
Yeah,
right.
And St.
Like, yo, what we
Patrick's
doing
Day is an
tonight?
yeah,
all
Daddy?
St.
day
Patrick's
thing.
Day is an all day thing. Like, you start drinking St. Patrick's Day at 9 a.m.
I was like, when does St. Patrick's Day get so turned up?
Hey,
like,
I'm worried for him though, because just imagine when he turned 21, his
Oh,
birthday St.
yeah,
Patrick's Day.
and,
Lit.
and he's your son.
Dion.
So I'm gonna have to take him out for his first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Well, I didn't do
What's
much this last weekend. Regular daytime gigs that I had, but I didn't have no other gigs, so I was kind of quiet. But you know, we got the rest of the month.
Yeah, shout out to me and D Money. We held down the Samsung T-Mobile event.
yes.
yeah.
Got that corporate money one
That's
time.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Samsung
You know what I'm
and T-Mobile.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Got that easy bag one time. Ain't nothing better than that bag. when
Nothing
you
like
gotta
a
work-
corporate bag, bro.
You ain't got to work too hard. You know, you just get the vibe out. You
It's
know?
so easy. And, then
And
the
they
whole,
be so happy that you there. They
Yes.
be happy you
They
there.
be like, it's great
play
to see you, Rockstar DJ D Money, and here's your check. Like the whole
See,
thing.
We'll see
Before
you
you
next
even
year.
start.
Yeah.
Right.
You sure will see me next year. By that time, I will be charging more.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, price of living, cost of convenience, you know.
Cost of convenience.
Yeah, just
Hell
holler at my representation.
Also, shout out to the radio. I appreciate everybody who rock with me late night, midnight to 5 a.m. on your radio, Hot 975.
Yeah, man.
And on Sundays, just jumped off that thing. And then I had a birthday, a private Sweet 16 event at the Brooklyn Bowl.
Oh, was
Okay.
it? Okay, Sweet 16. Okay.
Yeah, it was a Sweet 16 at the Brooklyn Bowl. So let me tell y'all the full story. All right. So I've been talking to this lady for like a month,
Yeah.
working out the details or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So she's like a week before, she's like, I'm plug you with the coordinators at the event or whatever. Like, obviously, I know they got the bread. They rented out the Brooklyn Bowl. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, maybe it's a bunch of rich people in Vegas. You
Yeah.
don't know what the hell they do.
Never know
You know what I'm
out
saying?
here, especially out here.
All right, so they're like, all right, so show up for sound check or whatever. They're going to do a daddy-daughter dance. We want to get a sound check for them or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm chilling. Like, all right, they're about to come on stage and we just going to run through it one time. So I'm setting up the song and everything. And I see a hand reach over the DJ booth to shake my hand. And it's Eddie Levert.
Oh, wow.
Eddie Levert.
Wow.
I'm like, Nice to meet you. Wasn't nobody gonna tell me this was a Levert birthday party?
Of course, they didn't want the bag to increase.
Right.
Price just
As a
went
matter
up.
of fact,
Yeah.
It was a good look though.
double. It was a real good look. You know what I'm saying? The bag was more than nice to begin with.
Hit him with
And then
that
it
Dave
was,
Chappelle Catron.
Yeah,
Hell
it was an all around great event. They did what is it called? A duet finesse. So that was dope to hear Eddie Levert sing with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you,
That's dope.
go look up how old Eddie Levert is. I'm not gonna throw it out there, but his daughter's 16.
I mean, I just kind of think about that too. He is sweet 16.
No, I'm
You
not-
said
I didn't
his
say
granddaughter.
Gerald Levert.
Yeah, I was.
Eddie Levert.
Nah, I know you
I
talking about.
assumed it was Gerald Levert's daughter.
No.
Wait, this is Eddie Levert's daughter.
Eddie Levert's daughter.
Look, man, player
Not granddaughter,
from
bro.
the Himalayas.
So shout out to the Levert family, man. They took care of me. It was a great event. And, you know, my bag for this week was amazing.
Nice, nice.
No complaints, son.
No complaints at all. So we're going to jump right into everything.
Yeah, man.
As always, for the past, what is it? This is the 4th week in a row?
This is the fifth week.
Week 5,
No,
son.
no, I'm talking about for albums.
Oh,
though.
yes.
4th week in a row
Okay.
for albums. It's been a great year so far for albums. I mean, Nipsey is still leading the charge as far as hip hop wise.
The bar for this year, yeah.
Yeah, the bar. Lil Yachty dropped the album, Little Boat 2. And
Yes.
if y'all are a turn up advocate like myself, you know, the Boat series, the first one was dope. I can't really say his last album was a Teenage Dream or I don't know, something like that. Teenage Fantasy, something like that.
Something about teens, yeah.
Something about teens. I don't know.
Do you feel like that album was more mainstream?
I feel like he was trying to be mainstream and
Okay.
it missed. It
Okay.
definitely missed. He didn't do the numbers he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that. It wasn't what Yachty fans was expecting. So
Yeah.
he dropped Little Boat 2. How y'all feel about it?
Did listen to it.
D Money didn't listen to music.
It's been that
What?
crazy. It's been that crazy of a week. So I'm super interested to hear how y'all feel about this album because Lil Yachty and Dope don't necessarily go in the same sentence to me
Hold
per
on.
se.
So D Money didn't listen. I forgot to put this important fact. He dropped his album on Biggie's birthday
Yes.
after the comment he made about what would he say? Not he don't listen to Biggie.
Yeah.
He don't really rock with him like that, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't think he personally dropped it on Biggie's birthday. I think it was like a
It just happened.
Probably
to be
Yeah,
there
it-
right
I don't-
March
yeah,
9th.
he had it already
Yeah.
scheduled to drop.
I don't think it was intentional that he did that.
So
I
I
hope
mean, KayPlaya came back last week and said he was rocking with the
Black Youngster.
Black
The Black
Youngster.
Youngster.
So how'd you feel about the Lil Yachty?
Nah, this was trash. This was trash, fam. I'm not okay. So
Oh wow.
we spoke on this before. At least I mentioned it before. I struggle with trying to enjoy artists who I know in interviews say ignorant shit. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying when it comes to the culture.
But what came first though? Did you not like the album just because of that, or
No, well, so he's one of those artists. Like I'm generally not excited about listening to his music. But at this point, I'm like, man, I mean, shit, if it's dope, it's dope. You know what I mean? I'll listen to it. I don't really have any high expectations.
Yeah.
My bar is kind of low for him because of what he said in interviews.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if he got some dope shit on there, he got some dope shit. Just this album was trash to me. One problem I have with a lot of these artists out now is that they so focus on the turn up that they be rapping off beat half the time.
Yeah,
You know,
I've
like
kind
I
of
feel
noticed
like
that trend a little bit.
And when I say focus on the turn up, I don't necessarily mean like how it comes across. But I feel like I envision them in the studio really turning up when they recording a song because they're trying to get that energy across.
Yeah.
right?
You know what I'm saying? So when they in there wilding out, jumping around, moving around, but you so focused on getting the turn up energy across that you not even sticking on beat. Like your rhythm is all off. And it's always confusing to me because I can listen to it's a good amount of songs on this album where he's rapping off beat. And what I don't understand is even if he's rapping off beat, how did it get past the producer and then past the sound engineer
Yeah.
to where like,
Right.
all right, this
Just
fam
go ahead
is
and lay that
rapping
down.
off beat. Let me fix it in post production.
I want to jump in there because I really feel like that's more on the producer now than anything because I feel like Jay-Z has been a perpetrator of that lately on Khaled tracks. That top off, Jay-Z is not on beat to me. On keys, Jay-Z was not on beat the whole time. I feel like these are tracks that
Do you think-
he recorded first, and I feel like they tried to put the beat behind what he recorded. I don't know.
Still got to record it to a beat though, right?
I don't know, but I'm saying for me, I feel like
his
his rhymes would be off compared to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Or it could have been that he recorded it to a different beat.
Yeah,
and just the cadence is off. Yeah, the cadence is off to the beat that they ultimately chose. That's actually that's a good point, and that could be with some. I mean, somebody like Jay. Obviously, we know he's capable of riding the hell out of the beat because that is one of the things he's known for is him getting into a pocket of a beat. But just with, I mean, it's becoming a trend with a lot of these newer artists. They rap off beat, but the crazy thing is they are consistently off beat. So it ain't like throughout the verse they on beat and then they kind of fall off and then they get back. It's like they are the same off beat consistently throughout the whole song.
Okay.
So I'm like, y'all could have just fixed that in post-production. But because they didn't fix it in post-production, I assume that that's intentionally how they wanted to sound.
Right.
And it throws me off and I can't enjoy it because I can't get past that. But other than that, I really just didn't enjoy. I felt like he wasn't talking about nothing.
I mean, well, that's not a surprise, but you didn't fuck with it, basically.
Nah, I didn't. He wasn't talking about nothing and he was rapping off beat. So those are the two things that like canceled it out for me.
Hugh, what's up?
Man, I gave it a listen. I mean, congrats to KayPlaya for being able to make it through the whole album because I sure the hell couldn't do it. You know,
God damn.
When I knew we was going to talk about this on a podcast, you know, I tried my best to give it a listen. So it's like it's the first time listening to an album actually felt like homework to me.
Wow.
It felt like it actually took some effort
I would agree.
to get through it. And part of it also was just because of his history. Like I just don't really rock with Lil Yachty to begin with. Mm-hmm. So the fact that I had to listen to his album was just already like in the back of my mind, like something that I didn't want to do. But contrary to what I'm saying, after going through it, I actually enjoyed a couple songs. I mean, I can't.
Man, I was about to ask you that. Like,
I'm glad you didn't count everything out.
Yeah. I mean, from what I heard though, like I said, I didn't make it through the whole album, but I listened to maybe like the first 6-7 tracks. Okay. And he got a track with Quavo on there called "Talk to Me Nice," and it just at a certain point. No, you're not gonna listen to Lil Yachty for the lyrics, right?
Bars.
Not for the lyrical content. So I mean, you got to listen for something that you can actually use. As a DJ, you're constantly trying to find like that next hit, a song that's gonna be usable for you. And that's what I was doing. The "Talk to Me Nice" track with Quavo, minus the Lil Yachty verse.
Well, yeah, see, that's the problem too. But
if you cut his verse off, you could actually use that track for something, you know. And if I go through the whole album, I mean, he's got a lot of features on there. He got Baby on there. He got 2 Chainz, P&B Rock, and a few other cats.
Lil Baby.
Yeah, I mean, so you could, Lil Baby, my
Lil
bad.
Baby.
Lil Baby and Baby.
Not to be confused with Birdman.
Right?
Yeah.
The legend.
Hey, he is a legend in Atlanta.
Right. So, I mean, I'm assuming that after going through the rest of the album, there's actually going to be some songs in there. I mean, I'm the type of DJ that likes to skip verses that I don't really rock with. Yeah. Even if it's the first verse, as soon as like that first hook plays through, I'm going to skip the first verse and jump to whatever artist that I'm rocking with on the song. So, I mean, if you can find something like that, I mean, it might be a usable album, but I mean, me personally, I just don't rock with Lil Yachty. So that's my personal thing against him.
All right, you know, I'm the turn up king. So turn up wise, it was a great album. And the reason why I say that is because I don't really rock with Lil Yachty neither, and it's not for no bias. He didn't do nothing. The Biggie and however he felt about the old school rappers never really bothered me because you got to remember these cats is young. They grew up on a different.
No, man, that's not an excuse.
It is an excuse. I mean,
They're
it's not an excuse.
Kids,
it's not an excuse for them to not go and do their history, whatever. But as far as what you physically grow up on in your household. And whatever these cats didn't,
or
listen.
just the vibe of your generation, really.
Yeah, it's just like you not listen. Biggie and Tupac and whatever wasn't playing in their household, so I don't expect them to know. But I mean, when you make this as a profession, you get paid from it. Yes, you should either learn your history, or I feel like you should go back and not even go back, but you should avoid those questions. Like, man, I don't want to talk about that, or don't ask me about that, or just try to keep the utmost respect for those people.
Yeah, you could be honest about the lack of representation of these.
Like
you could be
really
like, I didn't
Biggie.
really grow up on it, so I don't know. I mean, obviously he had a big impact, but I wasn't really listening to it. That's respectable.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I mean, you also got to remember how much young dumb shit did we do when we was young. So I mean, that's why I don't take everything that they say so serious into heart, because I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of reckless shit that I said when I was little, towards other things and not music
I
driven.
mean, but I mean, that's you though. You're not an artist.
But that's-
for
I-
artists, they thought about this already. It's not something. It wasn't a surprise.
No, but that's the
question.
whole thing. No, because who just got Lil Xan
Lil
just got caught.
Xan, yeah.
Lil Xan just got caught up
Talking
in
about
that.
Tupac.
But it's because the media outlets are going out of their way to try to catch these motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
To say outrageous ass shit because
You think so?
But you
I
gotta
really
be.
do.
There's a thing called media trained though. You gotta
But
be
they're
media
not.
trained
They
as an
don't
artist.
do that
Artists
no
are
more.
definitely not media
Yeah,
trained.
they're not media trained anymore. So they're going
These cats
out of
aren't
their way
anything trained.
to get them to say off the wall shit to get clickbait.
See, I
That's
don't
how
know.
feel.
I don't know that it's necessarily. I think media does it just swinging for the fence. Like I think it could go left or it could go right.
Yeah, but I'm
I
saying,
don't think they know. But I think
but
these
they're
artists
baking
are
them.
taking advantage of that.
Yeah,
like
they can't be too.
nobody talked about this little dude so much until he said something about Pac. And I think these artists recognize the potential they have when talking shit about a legend.
Yeah,
and
that's
they just
true.
gonna do it.
I
They're
mean, it
like,
can go
oh
either
man,
way,
he
but-
trash.
But what I'm saying though is that they're young and dumb is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you seen Yachty now. He's gotten better in interviews and not addressing stuff like that and going back and even apologizing.
Yeah, he learned
So,
from
I
his
mean,
mistakes.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is respectable. Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't hold it against Yachty. So I mean, from Little Boat, which is critically acclaimed by his fan base,
Core fan base, yeah.
I didn't fuck with it at all.
Yeah.
I hated it. His album that he dropped, Teenage Whatever,
Teenage emotions.
he was trying to be commercial and that crossover, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
So Little Boat 2 was actually a smash for me. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually got back to that Atlanta. He got with QC. He got with the Migos. He got with the Glacier Boys. With Gucci and all these people, and was like, all right, cool. Like I gotta make this type of music because
Yeah.
this is the wave that we on. And I feel like he hit it out the park on that note. I mean, obviously, like we said, he got a lot of features. I mean, T Grizzly's verse was amazing on this. Ugly God is someone who I don't feel like gets enough credit. He makes a lot of dope turn up music. 2 Chainz dropped a flawless verse on this. Quavo, we said that. Offset and Lil Baby did their thing. Lil Baby's the next one up. The NBA Young Boy, Never Broke. He's a dope artist out of the South, and their track together is amazing. Lil Yachty is a different type of rapper. I feel like you said, I feel like he raps off beat on purpose, or maybe he just can't catch the beat. That's just who he is, and his fan base loves him for that. So I mean, I just have to look at Lil Yachty different. I don't fuck with Lil Yachty, but I like the album as far as turn up wise compared to his other albums and what he's put out. This is the first album I'm like, all right, cool.
Do you like the album because of the features on it, or do you like it because
I like the album
what
because of the
Lil
features
Yachty's
and the
doing?
production, not technically Lil Yachty. I feel like he put out a better body of work, and that goes to the production and the features more than his physical verses. And
Yeah.
you feel what I'm saying?
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Just offbeat rapping it's horrible to my ears.
Man, like
I can't take it.
Like when he was saying it felt like homework, like a chore to listen
Yeah.
to. Like I was really struggling, and I found myself like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make it through the album. Throughout the album, I found myself looking at what track I was on, just to be like, God damn, are we on
how much
17
more?
yet?
See,
Yeah.
it's funny because I'm like the complete opposite. I was listening on the way to my event, so I was
Yeah.
ready to turn up. So I was in that mind frame, and then I was looking to see who was featured on there on the track.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
was more so looking for every time. Like every track, I'm like, all right, who's on this one?
But you know, to be honest, when I listen to music, like I'm gonna either ride it out or I'm gonna skip it. Like no matter what's happening. So if in like the first 15, 20 seconds, like if it don't catch me, gone. Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what's kind of like a bad thing is if it do catch me, like I'll get stuck on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't gonna go. You go. All right, let's go back to that one. Go back to that
literally
one.
play one song 40 times in a row
Yes, you
until
will.
until
Yes,
like
you
I'm
will.
like
Well,
off
look,
of that.
Lil Yachty got a couple on there. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? You may, like I said, I don't really rock with Lil Yachty. I may not even rock with his verses on the song, but he definitely got a. At this point, when I say turn up, I'm like Hugh said, I'm not listening for the bars. So I'm
Yeah.
really not even listening to Yachty.
Yeah.
Once the beat come on, and I'm like, ooh, okay. Yeah,
And
I
I
didn't
could-
already tune the verse out.
And I
already.
can respect that. Like you say, the game
At that point, it don't matter what he's talking about. Yo.
the game
make
is
it
just
sound
some
cool.
artists. The game is just some artists that you just like, all right, yo, let me see if they're gonna say something slick, some fire, and it's just like, all right, what it sound like? Because I just want to hear.
I think with certain artists, you got different expectations.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Artists, like if 2 Chainz is on there, I want to hear some bars.
Yeah,
like 2
yeah.
Chainz is gonna spit some shit. If Yachty's on there, it's like, what you gonna make it sound like? As long as you make the shit sound cool, maybe I could rock with it.
Fair
but when you
enough.
start making music that just sound like lullabies, I can't really. I can't do nothing
He
with that.
made Colder in
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean that's what, also. Shout out to Lil Pump. Lil Pump had a feature on there too. I was interested to hear another track
Another
from
turn
him.
up artist.
I could rock with some little
Yeah.
pump.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Lil
yeah.
Pump
So
was on
Lil,
there.
yeah,
Trippie
Lil-
Red was on there.
Yeah, Lil Pump was his verse was not that bad. Trippie Red is more of a melodic singing type of cat, which
Yeah.
Lil Yachty does a lot of too, and he's a horrible singer. So
Definitely.
I'm about to go make some tracks because
Hey, that's where it's at.
I was
clearly.
singing before I was DJing, but I was
Cause it's
never
cold
really
in
Outta
Minnesota.
here.
Cold in Minnesota.
I was singing before I was DJing. Yes,
Oh, wow.
I was singing and producing.
something
type
You was in
shit.
the group. Yeah, you was producing.
Look, bro,
You was making beats, fam, all this time.
I'm like you. I gave up.
and he a singer.
Fam, why?
No, I never. I gave up, bro. Don't
Mizzy
even
used to
ask.
have
Yeah,
a,
but you probably could have helped me out in my beginning stages. I'm over here struggling, trying
Mizzy
to
had
find
like a
stuff out.
wave
And we
kit
find
with
out
a-
Mizzy
with a
been over
line-
here
with
producing
a
tracks since
part line.
'98.
Anyways, moving on.
Nah, son, let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. The more you know.
That's for another episode. What we did prior to DJ.
Oh my god. Easy.
Yeah, we could get on that for sure.
Whole nother
I got
life.
evidence of my exploits. All right.
We got some drug dealers, some gang banging, some.
No snitching clause.
Yeah, son.
You gonna have to sign
DJ
an
has
NDA.
saved my life. I would have been dead or locked up.
gang. Anyway, so we made some more history in our culture. It may not be musically driven, but the Oscars was it the last Sunday? This past Sunday?
Man.
Yeah, last Sunday.
This past Sunday.
Was it Sunday?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, this past Sunday. So we had
Dang, a week feels like forever.
Right.
I know we had Jordan Peele and Kobe who won Oscars. Jordan Peele was nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, and he won for Best Original Screenplay for Get Out.
Yeah.
So that was dope. And Kobe won for his short film of Dare Basketball when he retired. If anybody watched that
What
game.
category did he win for that?
A short film? I don't know.
Short film.
Let's see. Let's
It's
look
like
it
5
up.
minutes long, right?
Yeah, it was
like
pretty
super
lengthy.
short.
Yeah. So Kobe won for. If someone can look it up real quick.
Best
but-
animated short film.
There you go. Best animated short film.
Wait, no, that can't be right. Academy Awards.
Yeah, it says one right there.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nah, the Oscars.
Best
it
animated short
animated?
film. Best animated. Yeah, it was animated because it's like a hand drewn, and you know how you like kind of flip through the pages.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so Kobe won for that. How y'all feel about it? I'll go first. Jordan Peele. I mean, definitely. I mean, I look at Jordan Peele for comedy, so that's number one.
Right.
Get Out definitely has some comedic aspects to it, but it was like more of like a serious, like scary movie type of. It wasn't like comedy driven. So that was
Right.
That's what surprised me more than anything because we know him for what the hell is his partner's name in the damn Comedy Central whatever.
Keen-
Something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keenan
something
and
key.
Keenan Peele or
Key and
something.
Peele,
Key
yeah.
and Peele or something like that. So he's known for mostly comedy stuff. He did the one movie with the cat when they was trying to get the cat back. The guy,
Gosh, it was
yeah.
terrible. Keanu.
Keanu, yeah. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I wasn't really expecting this movie from him to begin with, and plus, this movie was made at a time where, like, this is when like the heat of black niggas was getting killed every day by police.
Yeah.
So it was like, bruh, how you gonna make a movie like this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when I asked myself. I'm not even saying in general, but like as myself when this movie came out. But I mean, he addressed it in his speech that he went back and forth about making this movie and who would really accept it and should he keep trying, and he kept coming back to it. And I mean, I personally thought it was a great movie. I mean, the nigga in the movie was dumb as fuck because the first hint of racism I got out of it, I would have been out of the country. Like,
Bruh,
bro,
I'm
I got to go.
I'm
yeah.
gone.
Fuck you. What you mean? I told you so. Like, ain't no I told you so. It's I'm packing a bag. Let's go. But it's dope that he won for this movie. And then obviously, I mean, what the fuck can't the Black Mamba do at this point? Like, goddamn. Like, how the fuck you win an Oscar? 2 off of 5 championship rings, an Oscar, and multiple MVPs. It's great for our black culture. So I loved it.
I don't even think he saw that coming though. I mean,
He didn't know at all. He was surprised.
Like I wouldn't put it past Kobe to have just made that short film for himself and just put it out there. It's probably one of those things he had second thoughts about whether he was going to actually release it to the world or just keep it for himself, and he let it out. I mean, it's just like a 5.5 minute short film, and I actually watched it, and it was a good film. If you're a Kobe fan, if you're a basketball fan at all, you would actually enjoy that because he talks about himself when he was young and what it was like growing up to have that dream of getting to where he made it to in life and finally making it there and what it felt like. And the moral of the story was just kind of like if you put your mind towards something and work hard and try to be the best at it, you could succeed and reach the type of level of achievements that he's reached. So to throw in an Oscar on top of that, I mean, that must have been, just taking it to the next level for Kobe and a surprise at the same time.
That much more, yeah.
So I was happy for Kobe. I mean, I didn't even know Kobe was at the Oscars, let alone
I was
nominated.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch
winning.
the Oscars at all. But when I heard Kobe win the Oscar, I had to go back, rewind, what the hell just happened?
Is this the Oscars or the ESPYs? You know?
Right,
exactly.
So I mean, shout out to him. Shout out to Jordan Peele also, man. I'm glad to see him doing his thing. I think Get Out was a movie that was for the culture, and it really opened the doors for a lot of people to just come out and allow black film directors to come out and do their thing, give them a shot, throw some money at them, and give them that opportunity to just kind of be creative and shine a new light on these different directors and different ideas that can come across on the movie screen.
Yeah, give like some new light to some fresh African American directors and stuff in Hollywood, because sometimes Hollywood will get in that same circle where they just use like the same actors, same directors, same script, same plot,
right?
And seeing that like, yo, if you put this type of movie out there, give people the chance or the option to watch it, they'll probably pick that. You know what I'm saying?
Not even this type of movie, but put your original idea out there, whatever it may be, however it may be. Yeah. And people may fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to follow that same, criteria what everybody puts out there.
Because you would say African Americans usually don't get those chances per se in Hollywood for the most part.
Plus, I mean, his budget for this was nothing.
Yeah.
And it made ridiculous amounts of money.
I mean, that's how it goes. Film studios, they going off metrics, off numbers, right? Obviously, the number one most important thing to a film studio is getting some money, and they feel like the black focused movies aren't necessarily going to do well, not only here in America, but I know a lot of these movie studios feel like black movies ain't going to do well outside of America.
Yeah, overseas.
So they never want to give black movies
They even said that
money.
about Black Panther. Like, is it going to do well? I mean, not about Black Panther, but when it was coming out, like, can black-driven movies, like black leads and all that, make money outside of the
foreign
US?
markets?
Exactly. Yeah, shout out to Black Panther too for hitting a billy too in the markets, man. They made $1 billion.
That was coming.
We knew that was coming. But I feel like Get Out was one of those movies that force these film companies to sit back and say, okay, I mean, regardless whether or not black movies do well outside of the United States, if you could give these black movies $1 million or $2 and they make $100 million,
right?
If you all about your money, I don't see what the problem with that is. Regardless,
I mean,
nice internationally, you know what I'm saying?
As real as that is, it's kind of sad at the same time though, because I mean, when you're trying to monetize an entire culture by saying like, well, we're not going to throw you any money because we don't believe in you, but then in 2017 that Get Out came out, now they're seeing how much money can be made by it,
right?
And they find out that black is cool, and they see that once African Americans can get a hold of something and we can make it like a social phenomenon that everybody's paying attention to, and when we start talking about it on social media, it becomes cool, and regardless of what race or background you're from, you want to be a part of that, to say that you've seen the movie too and be part of those conversations. I mean, there's gonna be dollars behind it, but at the same time, it's like, well, do we have to say we told you so? And not to mention it's 2017, and now people want to throw money behind it, not because they're trying to push the culture forward, but because they see how much money can be made from this shit.
But that's corporate.
That's corporate. At the root of American culture is exploitation.
Not saying that capitalism is wrong, but at the same time, it's like, what took you so long to even give it a shot?
No, I would agree with that.
We'll definitely keep it there. But on that note, also what I want to want everybody to go do is, I mean, if you haven't seen Get Out, obviously go see Get Out. Jordan Peele, shout out to Jordan Peele. If you haven't seen Black Panther, go see Black Panther.
Yeah.
Shout out to what's his name? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you haven't seen Black Panther,
The director
go run into a
from
wall.
the Bay.
Oh, Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler. Ryan
Yeah.
Coogler. Make sure you go see that. And
Shout out to the Bay.
what just came out, what I want everybody to do, especially if you have a daughter, if you have kids, go see A Wrinkle in Time. Ava DuVernay, black director. She directed this joint. I mean, it's another Disney movie. It's super futuristic. It got people like Oprah Winfrey in it and all types of amazing cast. Like I said, another black director who was, literally her and Ryan Coogler's office was across from each other while they were making A Wrinkle in Time and Black Panther. So
nice.
So I mean, this is definitely, like I said, the time for black directors and, you know what I'm saying, us making, like I said, throwing big budgets. I mean, when you see this movie, you can imagine the budget that goes into it. You know what I'm saying?
Like watching the previews, the graphics and special effects look
Exactly.
crazy in that movie.
Exactly. So I wanna, just everybody who fucks with me fucks with us. I mean, make sure you go watch that movie over the next week or so. Let's break some more records. That's all I can say.
Hey,
for the culture, baby.
For the culture.
Keep it going.
All right, so let's get into some debate, some controversy.
Easy.
Bruno Mars.
Uh-oh. Speaking of the culture.
I'm gonna read it how it's written down right now. Bruno Mars appropriating black culture.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let KP.
Nah,
address.
he should probably go last because KP.
No. I want KP to introduce this because
KP a Black Panther himself.
I want KP to introduce this because I feel like I can't word it properly.
Well,
right.
I mean, I would imagine by the time that people are watching this, they are up to date on the background of this discussion. However, we are here now because there's a viral video out on all of social media, mainly on Facebook, with a young black woman, explaining why she feels like Bruno Mars is appropriating black culture. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's racially ambiguous and he is just playing that to his advantage to get a bigger audience from he's making black music, but most of his audience is not black people, right? So he's to white people, he is a safe bet to enjoy black music from a non-black artist. And she took it a step further by obviously saying because he's doing this, he is appropriating black culture because he's reaping all the benefits that the people who inspired him couldn't necessarily have access to because they were black and being held back to a certain level, well, to a certain degree more than what he is because he isn't black.
I mean, I'll agree with her on that aspect, but at the same time, is that his fault?
I mean, I don't agree with her at fucking all. I'm gonna use a lot of fucking profanity in this shit because, number one, I thought that Bruno Mars was part black. He's not. He's Filipino and Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Which are two like off black cultures to me.
But
Well,
at the
his-
same
his-
time, Puerto Rico, like, there's a
That's-
lot of race mixing going on.
But that's what I'm
down
saying.
Well,
I feel like
his dad isn't. So to break it down even more, he's not necessarily Filipino and Puerto Rican. His dad is mixed, but mixed with Puerto Rican. So his dad is like 4 different races. So like
yeah, exactly.
Puerto Rican, Hungarian, and some other stuff.
But I'm saying he's from races where they're basically considered the black of their damn race. You know what I'm saying? Like or their culture or whatever the hell you want to call it. So I mean, I never looked at Bruno Mars as anything. I'm not gonna say I looked at him as black, but I haven't looked at him as like a white boy trying to make whatever. And I mean, if she feels this way, how the fuck does she feel about Eminem then? Like,
I mean,
'cause that's the only type of fucking music he makes.
But
like,
not,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but coming from this angle, like white people do appreciate him because he is a safe bet versus maybe trying to take more of a risk on a like more black person. But at the same time,
but I'm saying I'm black. If I think he's black, then white people fucking think he's a light skinned black. So what the fuck does it
but my
matter?
whole premises of the argument is the main part of Bruno's success, more than him trying to appropriate black culture, is he's making good music.
he's fucking dope.
Yeah. Like
And
that's
why
the
he-
main part
he's dope.
of his
And then
success
it's-
and why white people fuck with him. You know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
he's been doing this shit since the beginning. Like it's not like he all of a sudden started to make
Yeah.
fucking black music. Like he's always had soul and jazz and all that type of shit to his music. Even when he's making pop records, like he's always had a hint of that in his
You
shit.
can even almost kind of call him a trailblazer, trendsetter to a certain degree, because you could say the music that he's putting out now around, he kind of stepped out on the ledge and started doing, because people weren't really making that type of music. You know what I'm saying? Before he started doing it.
Exactly. I mean, who was making like, what was it called? Like New Jack Swing and all of that type of. Nobody was going back to make that type of music. Like he stepped out on a ledge and made a whole album that way. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you can find another artist who was doing that who didn't get to shine because they was black. So I don't understand what the fuck she's saying.
Yeah.
It's like, why she mad though? What's the issue?
Her thing is she just sees somebody that's not black making black type music that
she considers black type music
that white people are really gravitating towards.
It's black music, but she's created by black music. But yes, so her issue is he's achieving all this success that wasn't afforded to the same people who created whatever he's doing. So like in comparing him to, I mean, like I feel like the discussion is bigger than her, but to her point, what she's saying is Bruno Mars, for example, he just won Grammy of the Year for Best Album.
Yeah.
When it's primarily a funk / New Jack Swing album. But she's also saying in the same breath, Bobby Brown never won a Grammy, and I wonder why that is. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of the first people.
Great point, Hugh. My question to her would be who are you going to compare him to right now that should have won or came out just a tad bit before him that should have won?
We're not going to get into that because I don't feel like Bruno Mars should have won as many Grammys as he did.
I might agree with that.
Why? I feel like
especially on the back of 444 not winning one.
444 didn't win nothing. SZA didn't win nothing. It was a lot of people who didn't win nothing.
444 didn't need to win.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it sure did need to win.
It sure did.
Hell yeah,
yes.
for the culture.
Game with that album.
The album was cool, dog. Like
the album was more than cool. Bro.
The album was cool. Like
how
it wasn't
old
all
are you,
that.
Bro? How old are you right now?
I'm older than
are you 19?
son. No,
exactly.
I'm not 19.
Exactly.
I'm older
You're
than you, son.
You sound like Lil Yachty right now.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm keeping it real. Like 444 wasn't that slap like that. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't that slap like that.
But it ain't about slapping.
It's not about slapping. It's about a message.
It's about social relevance.
Yeah.
It's always
it's
about
Grammys, fam.
the slap.
It ain't not with
It's
Grammys.
always about the slap.
I do feel like the only point she would have is the Grammy point. There's a lot of other people who deserve Grammys that he won, and I feel like they gave them to him and Kendrick because they were like the safe bet. But look what I just said. They gave it to him and Kendrick. Because Kendrick is in that category too. There was some awards that Kendrick should not have won that other people could have won. I'm not saying he shouldn't have won any Grammys. I'm not saying Bruno should have won any Grammys. They definitely deserved.
So you think do you think the people that win the categories deserve to win the records more than it?
Yes,
more than
in
Kendrick?
certain categories. In certain categories,
I don't
yes.
think so.
In certain categories, absolutely.
I
Album
think
of the year should have went to Jay-Z. Off top.
better than Kendrick's.
Yes.
Tripping. Son.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tripping.
I think so.
I think so. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah,
I think
y'all tripping. Y'all tripping.
Here you go. Here you go. East side.
This ain't even on East. This ain't even on East versus West. This is
because hold on.
This is just putting in.
Let me ask you this question.
Just rocking.
Did
with
he
it.
win a Grammy for To Pimp a Butterfly? As
No.
best album.
But here's
That
the
was
reason
a
why.
better socially whatever driven. I feel like Kendrick went more mainstream with this album.
Here's the reason why he probably won so many Grammys for this album, even though he didn't win Album of the Year. And I do think he should have won Album for Grammy of the Year. But because they dropped the ball on him last year by giving that award to fucking Macklemore, and the whole world was up in arms, like, how you gonna give it to Macklemore when Kendrick Lamar got this album out?
Yeah, but that was like blatant. Like,
well, yeah, but so what I'm saying, I mean, obviously,
you saying that they did a makeup.
yeah.
Or-
So we gonna give you all these Grammys, and not to say he didn't deserve it, because he.
I mean, I
deserved every
say
Grammy
he put
got.
in work on it because he should have got more critically acclaimed for Good Kid, Mad City.
Definitely.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like because it was so public that they dropped the ball last year, they tried to make up for it this year. But I mean, okay, bringing it back to Bruno, because this
Hold on. So Kendrick won Best Rap Album, Best Rap Song, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song Collaboration. The collaboration was Loyalty with Rihanna. He could not have won that, and I would have been fine with it. The Best Rap Performance for Humble, he could have not won that, and I would have been fine with it. He could have won Best Rap. No, because he won Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song for Humble. He could have got Best Rap Song for Humble and not Best Rap Performance for Humble.
Yeah, but his performances are fine.
All right, but I'm saying he could have got one or the other. And best rap album is up for grabs.
Bro,
What
I'm
I'm saying
telling
is,
you, that damn goes harder than 444.
oh my gosh,
You know, Money the Turnip King, though, man.
Come
on,
it's
was a
a
turn
great
up enough.
album. It is.
I would agree that Damn does go harder than
Come on.
444. But I would also say there's no reason that 444 didn't win a single Grammy other than the fact that the Grammys was not about to allow Jay-Z to win a Grammy when he put out this socially relevant album and told every retailer in America, you ain't getting this shit. I'm putting it out on my own platform.
Yeah.
They're not going to applaud that. Like, let's...
I mean, I can see that.
You know how many people gonna be like, man, he winning Grammys over here. He putting it on his own platform. I'm about to follow them.
I can see that. And I mean, 444 is a good album.
See,
It
look,
just wasn't album of the year. Sorry.
okay. And to Bruno Mars, let's get back to Bruno Mars. So he won Album of the Year, Best R&B Album as well. He won both of those.
I think SZA should have won that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then he won Best R&B Performance, Song of the Year, Record of the Year. So both of these things are like doubling. Song of the Year and Record of the Year is like
This
what
could
the
be the
fuck
same
is the
thing.
difference?
Well,
I mean, there was two
song
different
goes to the
songs.
songwriters,
Yeah,
though, right?
no, but it was two different songs because Song of the Year was That's What I Like. Record of the Year is 24K Magic, and then he won Best R&B Song for That's What I Like. So I mean, I feel like a lot of his stuff doubled. And he could have won. I'm not saying he don't deserve none of them, but I feel like
I don't have a
They
problem
just
with
start
it
to
winning.
throw stuff at him.
I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with it winning, especially like, I mean, I rock with the SZA album. I rock with the song. She had a dope year. Like, her time is coming. But just for that year, if you told me Bruno won over SZA, okay.
See, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
okay if
yeah.
it's in one or the other category. When you put all of his categories together, like, bruh, why are you throwing the same awards at him in different breakdowns when it could have went to someone else whose project was just as dope? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I mean, as long as it ain't blatant. Like, my thing would be is if, like, with the Macklemore and Kendrick Lamar thing, like, that's just blatant. Like,
yeah,
come on.
like you guys clearly ain't a part of this culture.
Yeah.
All right, that's those two, SZA and Bruno Mars, almost like photo finish. All right, I'm kind of cool with either one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, I do if it's a one-on-one, not when you're gonna give him best R&B performance, best R&B album, best R&B song. Like, bro, like why are you giving him all the R&B shit? Like,
Well,
there
I mean-
especially when you had this is the reason why you had different categories to give different people a different chance.
But this might tie back into what she was saying, right? Because if we give them to him, he is the safe bet. So people ain't gonna be mad
I mean, but
because
that's-
everybody likes him.
But that's what I said though.
No, yeah,
she
so,
has a point
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Grammy part, but she was saying that like he's getting more shine than another artist would be
Because he's not
and,
black.
Yeah, him and SZA's not making the same type of music.
No.
Let's get that straight right now.
No.
So I don't agree with her at all on that. The shit that he did, I feel like he went out on a ledge and he did what he stayed true to. I mean, he been doing this since what was the one song called? Treasure? Treasure wasn't on this album.
No.
Treasure was that same type of vibe of, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the old school, whatever.
It
You
was
know what I'm
fun.
saying? Like, yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's not something that Bruno Mars has been doing different. And I'm definitely not saying that Bruno Mars don't deserve Grammys. He
Hey,
does.
man, you want to
I'm
beat the
just
champ,
saying-
you got to knock him out. Okay?
I'm just saying the Grammys, and this is what I'm saying. I'm putting it on the Grammys. I'm not putting it on Bruno Mars.
Mm-hmm.
That the Grammys went with the safe bet with Kendrick and with Bruno.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
because
what I'm
they
saying.
felt those were the most visible. Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
Because, I mean, think about it. If you didn't give all these awards, so Bruno won 4, 5, 6. Kendrick won 4 or 5. Think about what it would have looked like for our culture or on TV if those awards would have went to different black motherfuckers. So if it would have went to Bruno, if it would have went to Kendrick, if it would have went to Jay-Z, if it would have went to SZA, you know what I'm saying? Like, they would have been like, damn, this is nigga ran, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
well, all that Grammy,
niggas is winning.
all that Grammy talk aside, when have they Grammys ever cared about the
They
culture?
always
though?
fuck it up. They never get it right. They
Yeah.
find a
Never.
way to fuck it up.
That's
So
why I
it-
shout out to the class of '92, all the rappers that boycotted the Grammys.
Yeah, and I will say, like, not to, like I said, this discussion is bigger than this one video because this seems to be a discussion that people have been having. But she also, not only Bobby Brown, but just to tie in this Grammy situation, and then we'll talk about this appropriation. But she also was like, yo, Prince, as dope as Prince was and as original as he was, he never won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Right? But, well, for Best Album of the Year. And I can agree with that. But at the end of the day,
Hey,
who gives a fuck about the Grammys? I know I don't. Everybody in the world know that Prince is the dopest motherfucker
Yeah.
ever when it comes to music.
Biggie never won a Grammy. Tupac never won a Grammy.
Well, just as musicians. Like, not even like...
I'm just saying. Just
I mean, yeah. But
music.
I mean, to say Prince never won a Grammy does say something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
It says a lot for the Grammys in a bad way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why we don't really fuck with the Grammys. Don't
Yeah.
nobody care. Like, everybody who needs to know anything about music knows that Prince is the man, white, black, or whatever.
But back to what she was talking about, Bruno Mars appropriating black culture. The reason why people like Bruno Mars is because he makes good music. That's why. So no matter what race he is, that's the main reason why they like Bruno Mars, because his music's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
don't take for granted people like Beyonce. Like Beyonce's
Yeah.
up there with Bruno. She's black as hell. So I mean, there's people up there with him who when
Yeah.
they drop music, the world stops.
I think
And-
this is just a situation of people being mad at shit for no reason. I mean, for one, he not appropriating black culture because he always shows love
Yeah, I
to
mean,
the people who inspired him. You know
if
what
he
I'm
would
saying?
if he would have switched up and all of a sudden started doing this type of music, then that's a different topic. He's
Mm-hmm.
been doing this for as long as I can remember. Like Bruno Mars has always been soulful to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and he's obviously he's mixed with a lot of stuff. He's Hawaiian in the sense that he's from Hawaii. Living in Las Vegas, I'm sure we all know Hawaiians. And Hawaiians, like, they listen to the type of music that Bruno put out. Like, they listen to hella reggae.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know a Hawaiian that knows less about reggae than me.
Shout out
Like,
to the
I
Polynesians.
I hit up
one
the
time.
Hawaiians. Yeah, I hit up the Hawaiians when I need to know about some reggae
Mm-hmm.
because they are the next best thing to Jamaicans when it comes to reggae.
Pretty
but they
much.
also listen like they grew up on funk and soul shit.
I mean,
It don't surprise me that he's made, like, when, you know, the first time I heard Bruno, he was like on some reggae type vibe.
Let's not forget the reggae is island music. What the fuck is Hawaii? It is an island.
Yeah. Polynesians.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
Like,
so
it's
I don't.
island music.
shout out to
He
the
ain't,
Poly
I
homies.
mean, that's the whole point. He ain't necessarily appropriating our culture. My man is doing the music he grew up on. Now, if you want to talk about somebody appropriating culture,
Look,
there are plenty
no.
examples.
Yeah, let's not do it.
No, I'm just saying there are plenty examples.
Easy.
Yeah, because I could go on, but
Yeah,
there are
real.
plenty examples of that applies way better than Bruno Mars. You know what I'm saying? That's all
Hey.
I'm saying. They're like, the man he just doing what he knows. It just happens to be quote unquote black music. I
Basically-
say quote unquote every fucking episode.
Yeah, you
Stop that.
Definitely do. Nah, keep it rolling, son. Quote unquote.
Basically,
Yeah,
what we
tradition.
getting at,
Yeah, so
Bruno
call and call.
Mars, the Rockstar DJs, fuck with you. Keep
Yes, we
doing
do.
what you're doing, man. All right, so let's get to this. Let's knock this out. Last topic. Best anthem artist with the most consistent fire singles.
Easy.
Who the artist that put out the dopest
Currently
singles
of all time,
every
we
year? Of
talking
all
here.
time, man. Of all time. Like, who has dope singles every year? Well, it don't even necessarily have to be now, but whenever they was running, they put out dope singles every year, and them shits was fire
So I'm-
consistently.
So I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite because I mean, I went in on Khaled last episode, but that nigga's like main objective is to put out anthems. Like that's what the fuck he does. Like
Yeah.
that's his main goal is to put out a fucking anthem every 6 months for the most part. In some shape or form. So best anthems, I would say go to DJ Khaled. Like
I mean, I probably want to give him the credit that he deserves on that, just because of the fact
I
that
mean, there's a-
he's not on the song. You know?
Yeah,
You make an excellent point.
you do make an excellent point.
Like, don't
there,
you got to
sir,
be
but-
on the song to be the man? And
But he's
putting out
putting it
anthems?
together.
but I mean if you go who has the most
Best
best anthems,
anthem arranger?
yeah, there you go.
Right.
It would go to DJ
Best
Khaled.
coordinator.
I mean, but you have a stupid amount. I mean, my go to what I really set if I'm drunk and I'm in the club and I'm going off. My go to anthem to start off when I'm about to just completely annihilate a set is Dreams and Nightmares. Meek Mill. That anthem is crazy.
Yeah.
The newer anthem would be T Grizzly. What the hell is it called?
First,
First
First Day Out.
Yeah.
First Day Out.
Home.
That anthem is stupid. But then you still got DJ Khaled. What?
Yeah, Khaled, like I still not often, but like whenever I just want to throw in some random shit, like I'll still play We Taking Over. I'll still
Yeah.
play what's the shit?
Yeah.
This DJ. What's the name of that song? I forget.
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
one with Lil Wayne on it. But like I still play some of his early anthems, but then I'm like, God damn.
Everybody hands go up.
That was
whatever
Holla
the
at
hell that's
Me.
called.
Well,
All I do is win.
All I do is win.
Yeah, the Vegas. Now you hitting that Vegas set.
What's it?
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, you are.
What's
Vegas
it? What's
DJ
the other
set.
one? Hood niggas.
I'm so hood.
I'm so hood.
I'm so hood. Yeah,
He got a ton of fucking anthems.
yeah, this is true.
But he's not rapping on them to
He's
Hughes.
not rapping.
I mean, he put them together though, so you know.
Definitely.
Hey, he did rap on one of those.
The
He did
anthem
have a little,
coordinator.
like a mini verse
He
on one of
has
those.
a
That was on a
verse.
remix.
Yeah, I think it was on I think it was All I Do Is Win remix.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He
I
had
think
like
so.
a mini verse on one of those.
Shout out to the Ghost.
What's your anthem then?
My anthem.
Take us
I
to
would
the
say
Brooklyn
anthem,
shit.
but if we talking about like
Well,
like,
artists,
with the
well,
most singles, like,
Okay, he
most
gonna
consistent.
I got to rock with my
How
man.
you gonna say? Wait, how you gonna say
You
Khaled?
brought up anthems. I mean,
Because
you
it's
talking
on
about
there. That's
anthems.
anthem slash artist with most.
Yeah, but I don't feel like he's really
Okay,
the
so-
king.
but you can't give me
I
one
mean,
anthem?
he can make anthems.
But you can't give me one anthem though.
One anthem.
Yeah, give me an anthem, my nigga.
Man,
I'm gonna just jump to singles.
you know,
But Khaled ain't the one.
not Khaled. I'll tell you that much though.
I mean,
But
I could go with anthem coordinator for Khaled. Yes.
Yeah, best anthem coordinator. I give it to DJ. Khaled.
Okay, so we can do either or, right?
Coordinator.
Anthems or just like dope singles in general, I guess.
Who your singles?
My singles
mind
with the best dope singles.
Like
I
the-
got to give it to my man Mason Betha. Mason Betha.
Murder Mace.
Crazy.
Murder Mace.
Yeah, with the most fire singles. Come on, there's not a Mace song that I don't know every lyric to that's out there on the planet. You know, tell me something wrong with Mace, man. I'll tell you why you wrong.
Hey, get your 1 minute off on me. 'Cause I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, you go back and listen to some of his songs, though. I mean, he's been the most consistent with all his music.
All right, well, we got Feel So Good. We got Looking at You.
And all
There's a
the
bunch
stuff.
of Mace songs. I'm not gonna take
The
away
raps he
Mace.
wrote for Puffy. So
Yeah, but them
Yeah, and so while he was on, he was
No, I
on.
mean, like Mace's songs though. Like
Said-
it-
You said
talking-
name his song?
no, I'm saying like the songs you are considering. No, I'm like we obviously got Feel So Good. Like that's classic, right? So you go still hear that on like a top 40 joint. You got fucking Looking at You. You might
yeah,
play
I
that
mean,
every
can't
once in a
nobody
while.
hold me
Low-key,
down.
Mace has a cult following because Mace names come up a lot in a lot of interviews and a lot
I mean,
of podcasts.
Mace is dope, though.
and-
Like when
He
it
definitely
hit,
is.
like when that Mace wave hit, like it was crazy.
I mean, I don't shit. Mace to this day, I still think Mace was dope. Like I even like that Welcome Back shit. I just thought that whole presentation was clever. Hey, touche, Mace. Welcome back. I like this.
I was not expecting that. D Money, who you got, man?
Man, I think I'm gonna have to, brain racking, going crazy, but I'm probably just gonna have to take it down south, bro. I'm rolling.
What a surprise.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Where you
Rolling with my Hot Boys camp, okay? My Cash Money family, all right? Just that whole era, you know what I'm saying? The juveniles.
Yeah, you
How
can't
you gonna pick
name a
that
whole
era?
record.
What the fuck?
You can't name a whole record label.
It says artist.
Yeah,
Singular.
with
with most
Every-
consistent
every
there
fighters.
is
radio
one
cast
T. There is a one T and
No,
not an
there's
S.
no
Okay.
S after artist. Artist.
I mean, I want to say Drake, but I'm just gonna go with Weezy. So
Well, Drake is obviously my pick, and that's
yeah,
just an obvious.
I'm gonna
winner.
go with Weezy. Okay, Weezy
And-
baby.
And it's not because I'm partial. It's not because I'm partial to Drake. It's just because it just is what it is.
Drake
And-
just what it
I
is.
thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say Drake.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean, and
it's
it's not
unanimous.
because I'm overly a Drake fan or a Drake stan or nothing like that. It's just because the numbers don't lie. Like
Yeah, he was on Billboard for a long ass time.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
He stayed on
Billboard
Billboard.
single.
Doing it for a
Yeah,
long
he's
time.
Well,
back
I
on
mean,
Billboard.
he
And
like
he dropped off
consistently.
consistently.
For
He had
for
that.
10 years or something.
Yeah,
I
he
just
had that.
wish that like his albums was more like the street records. he
Fire.
dropped, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta take Drake for what he is. If you know Drake before he came into the game, like a lot of people thought he was a singer versus a rapper. So I actually respect Drake and his albums if he keeps his originality about him. Because most of the stuff that comes out on radio and to popular demand is not really his artistry type of stuff. It's Drake gassing like Drake does. It's Drake making a hit.
Yeah.
It's not the Marvin's Room or
Yeah,
the more
yeah,
sing-
yeah,
It's not
like
those
the-
type of records. So
Yeah, but
I
who the hell
appreciate-
thought that would make it to radio?
Man.
Yeah,
God
but that's
damn.
what I'm saying though. I appreciate the artistry in his albums that he still sticks to what he is actually known. If you're actual, like, you know how we've talked about in past episodes with Hugh and everything, like, I feel like when I knew about Drake and everyone else gets on, like, oh, fuck that. Like, I'm off of Drake. Like, that's what Drake was known for, like, the Degrassi days. Like, he was more of a singer, melodic type of artist before he became, like, this hardcore rapper that everybody wants over all his albums.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say hardcore.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what everybody want. Like, I want Drake to go in. Like, I want him to be hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, he gives you that on enough singles and enough features to where his album, like, let him be him. You know what I'm saying?
Let Aubrey be Aubrey.
Yeah, let Aubrey be Aubrey, man. You know what I'm
Aubrey
saying?
gonna
Like,
Aubrey.
who's your? I know KayPlaya about to come totally left.
Hit him with the West, son.
No, I'm not actually.
Easy.
No, I'm not. I got Fat Joe.
Crack.
Joe.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that
That's
answer.
what anthems though.
Crack.
Right? He an anthem king.
I'm
I
not mad
got-
at that.
yeah.
Now you want to come with the fucking anthem.
Hey, you know what? Because I think
Now you want to come with the fucking
I think straight up East Coast with it. And he said name the East Coast artist with an anthem. He an anthem king also.
I
and he's actually
I
on
think
the
Fat
song.
Joe
Crack.
embodies just
He just
dropping fire ass singles all the time. Like,
You just made me think like a motherfucker. Like I had to rethink my answer now. Like
man, Fat Joe. But you know, that's the crazy thing about Fat Joe is he dropped all this heat and then he kind of disappeared. So a lot of people don't talk about him in relevance to him fucking killing shit every time he dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he'll drop some shit and he'll work it for a couple months and then he cool. Then the summer come around, he drops some other shit. He working for a couple months and he cool. But he been doing that shit for like 15 years.
Yeah.
definitely.
Consistently.
No, I gotta agree with you. Crack do come with it, you know. Not the album, but he gonna give you them singles.
Yeah.
He gonna give you them club bangers.
Yeah, man.
The club bangers.
I'm rocking with Fat Joe. I got a few.
I mean, I could go Dre too, like, cause every time Dre
Man,
came with
that's-
something.
Now I'm about to have the Khaled talk with him. Like is Dre really? I don't look at Dre as an artist versus the.
I mean, Dre didn't put out enough though.
Yeah.
Like Dre's his own worst enemy because he just holding up too much.
Especially like now in this day and age, like Dre ain't even producing that much no more. Like
Well, he wasn't really producing that much back then neither. But
Are you
that's
talking
neither here
about-
nor there.
we talking about.
Just
Post
club
or-
anthems.
Okay.
Like just
I mean, yeah.
with him on the
Sure.
track, like he be going. Like when they do put out something, it's a smash. Like California Love, you know what I'm saying?
Smash. I still remember the first time I heard that shit.
Thanks. See,
Woo! But yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously that was one. No, I mean, yeah, Dre in his time, he definitely put that work in. But I mean, yeah, of all time, we're going. Fat
and you
Joe,
know
man.
what? That's kind of like the hard part about this question is like everybody got their moment in time where they just killing it, and then it just fades to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Fades to like the next cat who's coming with the heat.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't necessarily just one person. Obviously, there's a lot of people out here putting fire singles. Like, did any of us say Jay? Like Jay for a while, fucking was putting out some
Yeah,
shit
like
every summer.
you couldn't stop him. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So shout out to Mace.
Mace,
Shout out to Mace.
Mason.
Mason, and Cameron
Becca.
did. Who won?
Shout out
Who won?
to
The, who won the
Who won
Mace Cameron
Cameron
battle? Who y'all got?
Gotta go with murder.
You go.
You
You
get
going
Murder?
Cam?
I
I'm,
said
yeah, I'm going Mace.
I'm
Going murder.
Mace.
I'm going Mace body though.
Definitely going
Yeah.
Mace.
On the
Which
mic.
was a surprise. I thought Cam was gonna be a little bit more trouble for him than
I don't
he
know.
was.
Even though I do rock with that Dipset wave, I just think like out of all of them, that whole little camp, Mace was the one who was bringing it. That's still alive. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think it was just Mace.
because
had a-
Big L used to run with them too. You
Mace
know,
had
rest
an
in
unfair-
Yeah,
peace.
shit and Fat Joe. They was all yeah.
Mace had an unfair.
Children of the Corn.
Mace
Yeah.
had an unfair advantage because he didn't respond for years, and he finally just
Right.
came with some heat. and
took
just
10
slapped
years
his
to
Yeah,
shit.
that's why
respond.
it was like
Yeah,
so
like-
left field. Like, damn, Mace actually finally responded. Like, about damn time, Mace.
I mean, it could have been whack as hell, and it probably would have had more clout than.
But it
Cameron.
wasn't whack.
But yeah, but it was pretty dope. It was
Yeah.
oh shit, murder
wasn't
back.
whack.
Yeah, he came,
Okay.
He came with it. Like,
He
So
took
shout-
off what's that thing that the preachers wear? That little white thing. He took that thing.
collar?
Yeah, well, yeah, but don't they call it something
I
other
don't
than the
know.
collar?
I don't
Like
know
he
that
took that thing
collar.
right off.
Man, that
Let me
church,
hop in this booth.
that church thing was all bad with me.
So shout out to Mace, shout out to Lil Wayne, shout out to Fat Joe, shout out to Drake. Consistently with the fire singles for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
I mean, I don't know about Mace. I can't even say that with Mace. Like fire singles, like what?
Mace had some fire singles.
Back
man.
in the
Y'all
day.
don't remember the '90s no more, man.
Yes,
Y'all don't-
exactly.
Y'all don't
Yeah,
know
but,
where y'all
but you
came
know what?
from.
I don't know that.
When's the last
Like-
time you put out a fire single?
I
Is
do.
what I'm
We
getting
not
at.
talking
But-
about today though. We talking about all time.
Exactly. Like
All time? Yeah, come on. I mean,
Over-
not all. I mean, talking about hip hop though. Hip hop of all time. I gotta give it to Mace, man. You
Mace
gotta give
had
him his.
Mace had a certain amount of years run. I think Drake already surpassed that. Fat Joe damn sure already surpassed that. Lil Wayne probably for sure already surpassed that.
Fat
now.
Joe did not surpass that.
What are you talking about? Fat
Wait.
Joe was out before Mace.
Maybe on
Fat Joe
anthems,
didn't
but
pass what?
as far as
Mace's-
singles.
Yes,
Pass
what-
Mace?
Singles.
Bruh.
Pass Mace.
Come
Fat
on.
Joe didn't pass Mace.
Fat Joe did
Mason
not come
Betha.
close to Mace. Not come close to Mason. Like,
What?
Fat Joe was out before Mason. He put out more singles than him. What the fuck? How is that not simple
I mean,
math?
if you look at like his entire career, his whole discography,
That's what
like
we're talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah, we're talking about fire singles from
Consistently
artists.
for years,
I'm
bro.
just looking like at a specific time period right now. I'm talking about like when you came out and you being consistent. You just said yourself, Fat Joe, he will drop something, then he'll disappear.
Yeah, but we
for a
talking about
long
singles.
time.
But that
talking
means
about-
he's consistently
yes,
dropping a
consistently.
single.
That's not
over years.
consistent though. If you're not
If you're
doing it
dropping every
consistently.
single year for 15 years, that sounds pretty consistent
every single
to me.
year, I wouldn't say he did it every single year.
Damn
up
You know,
in the
you talking about like
morning,
every
man.
5 years.
Nah,
What's
Every,
Fat Joe?
every 5 years. is
Fat
not
Joe.
right.
So that's
okay.
you
So
talking
what's-
about a one hot song every 5 year average is what you're talking about.
That's so.
we
Trying to
gonna get
kick
into a whole-
knowledge.
we gonna get into a whole other baby. We gonna leave it at that,
Oh.
man. This has been For the Record. Mizzy and
Yes.
Rockstar DJ up out of this thing, man.
You holla, man. We out of here.
Rockstar DJ KayPlaya.
The Rockstar DJ D Money. Y'all know what to do. Follow us on our social media at Instagram at RSDJZ. Follow us on their Twitter. Follow us on their Snap. All that stuff. Subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you guys are getting the episodes and share it. Tell a friend.
Put a record up.